I'd like to take a few minutes and offer a few thoughts regarding discussion groups in the context of the requirements for virtual systemic inquiry or virtual collaboration. More often than not, when a group of individuals realize that they're going to have to collectively collaborate, investigate a situation in and operate in a distributed fashion, the first thing that usually surfaces is the suggestion to use a discussion group. And as you will shortly see, there are reasons why it's a marvelously bad idea. Discussion groups are typically an initial thought that leads to thoughts, that leads to more thoughts, that leads to more thoughts. And as it evolves over time, which I'll show you shortly, it has real difficulty staying on track and begins to get thin enough so that it loses its way and everybody gets bored and the thread sort of comes to an end and generally doesn't come to any conclusions about anything. I can only remember one or two out of hundreds of discussions on a discussion group that ever came to a consensus about anything. They just seem to go on and on and on and on. And while the thoughts are related and intertwined, it is essentially linear. A thought begets thought that beget thoughts, and it's very easy to lose track of things, trying to figure out where all of the pieces are that go together or that are more closely related than other thoughts just get lost in the linear train of thought in post after post after post. And the more people that are actively engaged, the worse it is, because the discussion just gets longer and longer and longer. So the natural tendency, because thoughts connect to thoughts, someone makes a post, and when you read that post, it gives you a thought that you consider to be relevant, so you really want to share it, so you post that. And when other people read that, it connects with some thought in their mind. And they end up being more focused on the post that they're reading than the overall intent of the discussion group itself, so that as a result, the discussion ends up being extremely divergent, going and tending to go in multiple directions. The longer it goes on, the more and more directions that it goes or attempts to go in. And trying to keep it on track is a lot like herding cats or attempting to herd cats. Conceptually, it's a meaningful thought, just sort of impossible to do. The only way to keep a discussion group on target is to kill it, and then it's no longer divergent. I'm convinced that that's about the only way to keep it on track, is for it not to exist. So, while more often than not, the initial thought is we need to use a discussion group, and from experience, let me offer you that it's not the answer. Though, as you will see, there is in fact a place for discussion groups to play into the solution to support virtual collaboration, just not in the way that you have probably ever thought of using one before. So, some thoughts about discussion groups, and we'll continue in the next video. Bye.